Hello everyone, the Klaus here, and today guys I'm not gonna review a Bionicle set, but I'm gonna review a Slizer or Throwbots in the US set, in fact, because yeah, last time I just got 6 sets on the 12 release set, and well, in the meantime I've got to buy this 6 remaining set, so now I'm gonna finish my reviews on this team, or brand, or yeah. We don't care. So yeah, by the way, first of all, before reviewing the 2 guys of today, I'm gonna show you some guys I've already reviewed, but they were not in their complete form because some parts were missing, in fact. So here, for example, is Sub, which was missing his hose pipe. So here it is, you can see, which is linking to his shoulders and right here on this little system part. So quite nice, a little harpoon propeller. So it's Sub, but with his hose pipe this time. Like that. And also there were energy, also known as electro, which was missing his visor, so this time I got it. So the visor is in trans smoke colors, you can see, and it looked pretty nice. And of course, also there were some parts which were in gray and in fact are in purple, like this little gears right there. So here's are the 2 guys I already reviewed, but because there were some parts missing, I decided to rebuy them and show you in their complete form, and they look pretty nice. So, today I'm gonna review 2 guys. So as I said earlier, the 2 last bad guys in one of the storyline, because you know there was different storyline, and in one of the storyline there is 4 good guys, and 4 bad guys. And so now I'm gonna review the 2 last bad guys. So first of all is Rock, also known as Granite in the US. So you can see Rock right here. Of course, it's a rock mountain landscape, you can clearly see right there. Plus his natural enemy, which is kind of look like a skull carved in the mountain. Look pretty okay. Then you have the little game, which you can see, of course, the canister, because I don't have the canister for this set, but well, you can see it was in fact dark gray, all dark gray and tan color. So it's a little game showing your disc in the canisters, and of course how to put him in the canister. And then you have, of course, the instruction for the combiner model right here, and that's all. So now for the set itself, and with Rock. So I'm going to do a little turnaround first, maybe put down his visor right here. So as you can see, so I think you can clearly understand how it's made, but still I'm gonna kind of destroy it to show you how the construction works, because one of the really important points of the Slizers Throwbot series is that they are all different, even if they use the same parts. You have already seen that in my precedent reviews, and it's gonna be the same for this new reviews, in fact, because, well, that's all, they're all different. So, real quick, I'm gonna put off all these parts. Also, you can notice that, of course, this color scheme is tan and all dark gray again. And that it's a 4-legged Slizer, so kind of like the Electro Energy one. But you can see that we're gonna use, of course, the same frame as Energy, which is this one plus this kind of long axle, this long geared axle, if I can show, because of this little part right here, plus bulging part. But as you can see, so it's the same parts, but this time we're gonna use this in this way. Plus the bottom is not gonna be used for the head, so it's not the same. It's not the same as Electro. Then we're gonna put the legs on this axle right here. Again, it doesn't really work the same as Electro, because all the legs were put on the they were kind of linked together. This is not the case right here. Now we're gonna put the head really quickly, in fact, because it's just your average Slizer head plus this visor, which is in fact the same visor as the Ice Slizer, but in dark gray. And of course, it was released for the Lego Technic figurine. So plus this T part right here. Gonna link that in the connectors axle hole right there. And then we're gonna put a little gimmick, which is this long axle plus a frame plus 2 peaks, which are from the system, which are used by System Minifig at first. Of course, we're gonna link this frame to this part right here. So, of course, it means that it will be able to move when pressing down or pressing backward this little ball joint. So you can see the peak attack in front, on the front, right here. And then we're gonna put, of course, the shoulder plus throwing arm parts on the back, like this. So not unlike energy, it's not on the back like a tail. It's really it's really up this guy, in fact. Plus the disc, which is of course in tan color this time, and you can see, of course, it's a first disc, so it represents this element, and you got to see some works on the background. And here you go, it's finished. So now for the articulation part, so of course you've got one ball joint per legs, so four ball joint at four ball joints in total. Then you also got, of course, the little gimmicks right. So you of course have the little gimmicks right here when pressing this part like that, which is kind of useless, in fact, because I mean, unless it's like Bionicle and the peak is throwing some laser stuff like that, I mean, it just the range attack is just very limited because it just attack on this point. So apart if the enemy is right here, it's not really useful. Even for destroying works, it's not really useful to have this ice peak just right here. In fact, so just hitting this section. And then of course you got the throwing disc part, which is also mounted on a ball joint, so this means you can put this on this part or wherever you want. And of course you use the visor, so you can open to show his eyes or close it. And that's all for what, guys, I think, because, well, it's pretty simple, and even if it's quite different, it's still well, it's a pretty simple construction. I'm gonna try some things. Of course, one of the main problems with the Slizers disc is that they keep falling off because, of course, there is absolutely no grip in there, so it's constantly falling off. So yeah, and to sum up really quickly on this set, I would say it's a pretty nice set, because even if it seems that it's not really inspired or stuff like that, it's really different from the Electro set. Energy set, excuse me. Right here, you can see they're really different. This one is really more, really have a dynamic feeling, a speed feeling, because of his, of how it's made. And unlike this one, which is really bulkier in terms of design, and it's really a unique design, I think, for this one. So it's really, well, it's look pretty good. That's all I have to say. So that was for Work Slizer, and now we're gonna go on and talk about Judge Slizer, also known as Jet Throwbots in the US. So here's the instruction booklet, fighting against an enemy, of course, and in his city, you can see. The same goes, of course, the background changed, because on the work it was some mountain background right here, and there it's more look like a sky background, in fact, with some lights from the city, I guess. So instruction, little game, you can see his canister, which was all yellow, so this means not kit orange and black. Even if the all yellow is still used nowadays, for example, for the new Meltdown set in Hero Factory, or even beaten in more recent Bionicle sets. How to store your Slizer in his canister, and of course some instruction. Notice that on this part it shows you where parts you're supposed to build with this guy. So it was not the case with Rock, but by the way, not really a big problem. Just little details. And now something which is not detailed is, of course, the set itself, right here. So of course, yeah, one of the problems is it keeps falling off because it's kind of awkward. But yeah, color scheme all yellow, black again, of course. And I'm gonna do the turnaround. So one thing which is important to notice is that in the original set, in fact, you do not have two of the same disc. So this is the elemental disc of Judge, so kind of cool. And I put two discs like that, but in the original set, you got a black one and a purple one, so not two of the same disc. It's just that I happen to have two of both this disc in, well, 2 times this disc, so I choose of course to have a symmetrical aspect to put 2 of the same in this on my set. But in the original set, when you're gonna buy it, for example, if you buy it brand new, you're gonna have a black and a purple disc. So I'm gonna destroy it because it's really an interesting set, because in fact it's kind of a cross between a 4-legged Slizers and a 2-legged one. So we're gonna see why and how. So why it's a 4-leg creature? Because first of all, it's got the same frame, so this is the most frame right here, which is not the same as a 2-legged Slizer. Then we're gonna of course put the same part right here, which is this long axle with some frame parts and a budget at all. And we're gonna put a connector, so it's the same as energy. In fact, we're gonna put the connector plus a tip part right here, and of course the head. Notice the little visor, which is really looking nice, all mechanical and stuff like that. And a black head, of course. Very cool. So we're gonna put this right there. Then we're gonna put the legs, and this is one of the 2-legged Slizer aspect is that it's got 2 legs. So normal legs with the little Slizer feet, which are really famous, the connectors which are linked together, and 2 axle and pin parts here right there. So one side axle, one side pin, and we're gonna put that on this pinhole like that. So just gonna link this, and now we're gonna I think maybe put the wings, which is also an aspect as energy. So we're gonna put the wings like that. So it is the same wings as energy. It will use the same Slizer lift arm plus a little propeller right here, which really looks nice in yellow, and of course which can turn. And finally, we're gonna put the arm, and this time it's again more like a 2-leg Slizer, because this part are used as arm. Unlike, for example, as you have seen on energy or on work, it was used on their back. This time it's really used as arms, and also you can notice that it's got 2 throwing arms. So this really was at the time the boss, the leader of the bad guys, in fact, because it was the only one to have 2 throwing arm, 2 throwing disc arm at this time, before the release of Millennium, of course. So that's all, it's finished. And now for the articulation section. So of course it's got 2 ball joints on his leg, so you can do some pose like that. Then you've got 1 ball joint per this throwing arm, but you can also put them like that, but it doesn't really look that good, so I will keep them like that, even if it's really make him wide, in fact. Of course you can still throw disc really easily with those parts. Really works. Okay, no, this time it doesn't really work quite good, but yeah, right there. And then of course you have the little gimmick, which is kind of the same as well, it's really, in fact, it depends on how you link these 2 parts. But as you can see, the gimmick is just to move the wing forward, so kind of like energy. In fact, it's the same stuff as energy. And of course, you can open or close the little visor. And that's all, I think. Close the little propeller, which turns. And oh yeah, of course, the ball joint on the neck part, so this means you can turn the head on some sides like this, there. Not really that much position, but still it's still nice to be able to turn the head. For example, unlike energy, which has really an head which can turn, in fact. And that's all for Judge. So if you wanted to sub on this guy, I would say it's really an excellent idea. In fact, I really like the idea behind this guy, because it's really the perfect cross between a 2-leg guy and a 4-leg guy. It uses the frame of the 4-leg Slizers, and still it's a 2-leg Slizer, because it's got 2 legs, of course, 2 arms in this position, and it's worked pretty nice. So of course it can look weird on some angles and stuff like that, but it really look nice. Also, here's the fly mode, like that, and you can make him fly in this way, and it's look again pretty nice. So it's really an interesting Slizer, I have to say, and it's looking pretty good. well, you really have the feeling that he is the leader, the bad guy. He's really not the guy you're gonna try to talk with. In fact, you're better not gonna disturb this guy, I think, because he's really looking cool and really badass. So even if it's an old school Lego technique from 1999. And that's all for this guy. So I'm going to do a group shot of all the bad guys, if I can say so. So of course the two I reviewed today. So this means Judge or Jet and Rock, also known as Granite, like this. Plus the second four-leg guy, which is Energy, also known as Electro. And finally, the second leg, two-leg Slizer, which is really a normal one this time, because as you can see, it's really got the same frame as most of the good guys, in fact. So it's really a two-leg guy in basic terms, which is Jungle, also known as Amazon. Like that. And here we go, you got all the four bad guys together, and they look pretty nice again. So, well, I'm not gonna do some because of course it's Slizers, it's all, so it's kind of hard to say the bad punch or good punch. I will just say that of course the articulation are not really that good. Of course the total lack of grip on this throwing arm, of this throwing disc arm is really a bad point because it keeps falling off when you pause them. But apart from that, again, they are all pretty different, and for the three guys I've just reviewed today, so I would say that Granite may not really seem the most original of all the Slizers Throwbot set, but it still has its own charisma, I have to say. It still has its own design, and it's looking, well, it's pretty nice, I have to say. It's not really the best one, but it's still pretty nice. And of course, we got Judge, which even if he has some bad points and stuff like that, is really an excellent idea. So it's really an excellent idea in terms of frame and stuff like that, and construction, and the cross between the four-legged frame and the two legs and stuff like that is really good. So that's all, guys. Hope you enjoyed this review. Again, sorry for my lack of vocabulary or some English accent problem. I will really try to improve myself for the next Slizer reviews. And well, that's all. So if you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to ask them in the comment section. And well, that's all. So hope you enjoyed, guys, and see you later for another Barnacle or Slizers Throwbots reviews. Bye bye.